Hello to my Taurians. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Happy moon. We're still in a new moon phase, headed towards the first quarter moon in Libra. Headed towards the first quarter moon in Libra. So this reading is for those of you all who like to kind of sort of keep track of watching videos and want to know kind of like a timeline. This video is for the 28th/29th of June through 7th/8th of July. So let's get right into it. The moon is in Leo. When the moon is in Leo, you are going where you are appreciated and not simply where you are tolerated, right? So a lot of things are being exposed. We have quite a few planets that are going retrograde. Pluto is currently retrograde in Aquarius. Saturn will be going retrograde in Aries on the 13th of July. Neptune will be going retrograde on July 4th in Aries. Chiron will be going retrograde in Aries on July 30th. And then Mercury is going retrograde again July 18th in Leo on the 18th of July. So the majority of the planets that's going retrograde will be in Aries. Aries is ruled by the Tower card. So I feel like everybody's energy level is going to increase, but so is your prayer life is also going to increase. So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Let's see what's going on in your cards. Let's set the tone for your reading. Yeah, let's set the tone for your reading. All right, Taurus. Hopefully everybody's having a good day, sending lots of love and light everybody's way. Keep it high vibrational, Taurus. As we get closer and closer to this new moon, we have a full moon on July 10th. Harvest moon. It's also called a buck moon, but you know, full moons, they have a lot of different names, but it's a harvest moon, right? So as you're starting to increase, your harvest is starting to increase, Source is going to really expose a lot of people, you know, a lot more people around you as things are getting better and better, you know, for you and everybody actually. So every word I speak is with love and truth and good intention. Love and truth and good intention. All right. What I was picking up for you all as we're getting close to this first quarter moon in Libra is first quarter moon in Libra is also about a turning point in love, balance, and decisions. You and Libra actually share the same ruling planet, Venus, but Venus rules Libra and Taurus in different ways, right? You all rule second house, they rule seventh house. And so first quarter moon in Libra, you know, marks a powerful moment of decision, action, and emotional growth. This lunar phase invites you to step forward with clarity and grace, especially in your relationships, values, and also your sense of harmony. And um, and so that's exactly what you all will be doing. That's what you all will be doing. Some things that you can do, you know, is a turning point or a challenging phase. And so there could have been another Taurus in your life in a previous cycle that showed you what a dark Taurus looks like, meaning showed you the dark side of your zodiac sign. They could have had this sun or moon sign, could have shown you the dark side of your zodiac sign. Like you all are a fixed sign, your earth signs, reliable, patient, sensual. You could have come in contact with a Taurus who was stubborn, possessive, resistant to change if you knew their birth chart, right? And so in this cycle, there's going to be a Scorpio that is going to have an issue with your harvest. Not in your family, not in your blood relative line. This is what I'm picking up on for somebody. But it's either their sun or moon sign that is going to have an issue with you ascending higher, like your harvest coming in, the seeds that you planted as your confidence level. But this is somebody that you consider family. Y'all know definition of family can change. There's not a blood relative that's going to do something to you. So be on the lookout for something. Be on the lookout for something trying to get you ahead of all of this. Let's get in this. Let's get to getting here. What's going on? Let's get an angel number. Let's get a number. That's what I was picking up for you all before I even turned the camera on. I tried to praying over everybody's cards before I. So just be aware of that. Every word that you speak is with love, truth, and good intention. because there's a Scorpio that somebody consider as family. They're not blood related to you, or they may not be blood related to you, but they might as well be like blood to you. That is really going to try to cause a tower. Really going to try to cause a tower. So 999, unique. I am unique. Thank the past for your lessons and leave it where it belongs so that you can make the best of your life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you. By only you. That nine lets me know that some key relationships are ending. There are going to be some people that's going to be asking why. And that's why I said Scorpio. That's why I said nine. Even though Scorpio is not the ninth zodiac sign, but a Scorpio who really loves you is with you to the very end, like a Chucky doll. I'm going to be your friend to the very end, right? They're going to be with you, right? But there's going to be this somebody who is like family to you, who really is going to have an issue with you unchaining yourself from them, because before nine is eight, right? Before nine is eight, and that's eighth house. And so something is going to come between you all, whether you renew something with someone, something around sexuality, death, transformation, shared finances, inheritance, loans, the occult, mystery, or intimacy is really going to send some people into a tailspin. For real, it's going to send some people into a tailspin because your confidence level is growing. And you're like, maybe you were impulsive and kind of stepped out there and kind of believed something before, but something for you is ending so that you can create some new pathways for your harvest. Okay, let's get into it, Taurus. Let's get right into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it so you can get in front of all of this. Yeah, strength card, right? So you and somebody could have been in a karmic relationship in the past. You and somebody could have been in a karmic relationship in the past. That could be you and a sibling, you and it could have been you and a spouse, it's you and a Leo. Okay, some fifth house. You and somebody were in a karmic relationship in the past where one comes across as meek, the other one comes across as, both of you all let source fight your battles, right? And so you all are, see this eight right here, this infinity symbol on the side of this? That's why I said there's a Scorpio. So there's a Scorpio somehow that is the tie that binds in your family, that keeps you and somebody really, really close, like, but in a karmic way. But there's another Scorpio that's on the outside that's not related to somebody that is going to try to cause you to have tower moments, some kind of an awakening. So towers are not always bad. Towers are just awakenings, right? For you to kind of sort of tear down this belief system you may have had. You may have made an impulsive thought about somebody, like your first impression of somebody could have been something. Their first impression of you could have been something, but also like, um, yeah, remember you Scorpio and Leos are fixed signs, right? And so you either you're gonna be fixated on this side or fixated on the light side or the dark side, right? But there is a Scorpio who has some kind of encounter possibly with Sagittarius, that is going to be three of them, three Scorpios that you may have been somehow linked with, that you're detaching from in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And for them, that's where you're going to see the dark side of a Scorpio. A real dark side of a Scorpio. Um, so emotionally, you're going to feel like you hit the jackpot, because whoever this energy is, so things are shifting. Things are shifting for you. See, this number here is nine again, right? See, nine again. Nine is the end. It's a death rebirth, right? But on the other side, you see the shape of a nine. It looks like a big head with like a little, not want to say string, but somebody is egotistical. You're going about to see the size of size of three Scorpios, dark side of a Scorpio's three sides. Um, Jealous, secretive, and obsessive. So you may have a family member in your family who is very passionate, resourceful, and brave. That's a light side of Scorpio. But somebody's going to see the dark side of three Scorpios. And this is going to make sense why you've been in a company, if you've been in a company of a high vibrating Scorpio, because they'll know exactly how to tell you how to handle three dark side of Scorpios. Okay. They'll know. They'll tell you exactly how to handle it. So yeah, emotionally, you're gonna feel like you jumped out of a treasure chest. Like, oh my God, because somebody is gonna feel like whoever these energies are were responsible for some kind of recordings or videos or something having to do with water, some kind of reflection, but they're trying to project their reflection onto you, saying that you are, trying to project some kind of reflection onto you. So three Scorpios, dark side of Scorpios that you may have worshiped with or partied with, or see this person with a tambourine in their hand, something. But somebody is going to be able to help you navigate something because somehow there's an Aries involved in something, and and um somebody is dealing with an energy who's trying, these three energies are trying to bring a tower down on somebody because something about for you is expanding, meaning that first of all, Source doesn't make any mistakes, and Source is saying you having energies around you who vibrated their highest frequency is actually a gift, right? Because, and that's why I say on my channel all the time, it's like, don't dim your light for anybody, and that's for any zodiac sign. Be in your highest vibration because Source is so gracious that Source is giving everybody an opportunity to correct things, right? Not pretend like you're other people's God. I'm gonna bring a tower down on somebody. I'm gonna do this. But somebody has three dark Scorpios, and again, they're not necessarily related to you in blood terms related, but they're like family. You know what I'm saying? Like friends, like family, right? That you may have had a good time with, could have partied with, on this happy hour with, worshiped with in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It's either their sun or moon sign. In that it's going to, you're going to feel like you hit the jackpot when it comes to handling some energies, right? Yeah, that's when you're going to really know your worth in your family. This is the Ten of Pentacles here. That's when somebody's going to really, really know their worth in their family because you're gonna have a high vibrating Scorpio that's like they don't want this thing. They don't want the dark side to come out. Then you're gonna have a high vibrating Leo that's gonna be like, oh no, they're gonna put pause on somebody. They about to jump out. They about to jump out. like like okay, they can try something if you want to, right? That's when you're gonna know you hit the jackpot. That's when you're gonna know you hit the jackpot, right? All right. What other information do we have, Source? What other information do we have for my Taurus here? What other information do we have for my Taurus? A lot of your wishes are being fulfilled. And so you have three energies that's right there. You, a Scorpio, and a Leo are all bound together, but in high vibration. And that's what Source is trying to keep it. It's like 8 is a karmic number. You don't have to worry about other people's karma because Source is saying, Source will show you that. Source will show you that Source did not make any mistakes in putting you in the family that Source put you in and making you know your worth very early on, right? So even a dog is smiling in here, right? So when people are trying to end people and they won't even yield to Source to stop, so it's like, all right, their arms are too short to box with Source. And that's what these three energies, something about a Sagittarius in their, um, and their adaptability has influenced to some degree a Leo and a Scorpio because um, as far as you are concerned, as far as trying to say this the nicest way I can say it, as far as you are concerned, oh, they on go. They are on go. They're ready. So yes. So every word you speak is with love and good intention. Yeah. So here we have the Five of Pentacles here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So something for you has been happening since you were a child, right? Something for you has been happening since you were a child. And, but your prayer life, somebody's prayer life needs to increase. Somebody's prayer life needs to increase, like as everyone's prayer life needs to increase for clarity overall, because it's two sides to all of this, right? So here's a devil card, right? So there's there's some energies that's basically saying that the devil made them do it. Here's a 10 of cups here. Yeah. In terms of getting to, like, some boundaries were crossed. Some boundaries were crossed and some energies got looped into something. Um, and so something is coming to an end. Something is coming to an end, possibly with a Taurus sun or Taurus moon sign, but something is coming to an end. Because a boundary was crossed. Somebody already felt lower than low. Um, and um, something was threatening to end someone's um, north node, like in terms of like music and um, harmony or something like that. Maybe somebody said something or did something, but here we have the Hermit card here. So I feel like you are in hermit mode with a light on, with a light turned on in your spirit. There's 9 again, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And so as to say, you're at a turning point. You are really, really at a turning point where emotionally you feel like you've hit the jackpot by speaking with love and truth and good intentions. Like your intentions could have been sincere about something. How people receive things could be very different than how you send them out. Like how you pour into people may be very different than how people receive it. So that's where a moon in Libra and about peace and fairness and equality and all those things. It's like you're listening to both sides of the sword, like how people receive and how you people may have received you, but also how you're receiving. So how you receive in terms of communication. Libra brings themes of balance, justice, harmony, and relationship. It encourages diplomacy, beauty, and fairness. So you may be struggling with some indecision about some people. You may be a people pleaser. You may avoid confrontation. hmm But somebody has a friend or somebody who felt like they were saving you from something, but it was really them making their wishes being fulfilled. And this is the energy right here. Something with them, this is a Scorpio, something with them is inverted. Something with them is inverted. Like their attraction to you could be, it's totally out of, is their attraction to you is unhealthy. It's coming from a really unhealthy place. Like I said, it's inverted. It's yeah, something is off. Something is really, really off. Um, so they have this almost like they coming in like on this white horse to save people in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Yeah, but somehow you're built strong. You're built strong. Like you have an innate spiritual understanding of something. You have an innate spiritual understanding of something. So I do feel like somebody has love coming across their path, which is a wish that's fulfilled for you, and could be a wish fulfilled for someone else. But somebody has an unhealthy attraction to just people overall. Just like it's like the signals get crossed, like like a person that says they're being nice to someone but they mistake it for like, oh, somebody really is flirting with somebody or somebody really likes somebody, right? Like if a person, so let's say for instance, because what I'm picking up on here, if you're in your north node, right, you are, another spirit takes over when you're operating in purpose, right? Because you're a cheerful giver to source, right? And so you're in your north node, you attract people like of all types and of all kinds. But somebody has such an unhealthy attachment to other energies that the signals get crossed for them. They don't know how to detach. But something is going to cause somebody to detach altogether. There really is like somebody is crying out for help. Looking at this right here, like somebody is crying out for help. They're asking you for help and they're attracted to your light. Something, whoever you are, somebody's attracted to your light. So that's what Source is trying to tell you. It's like, how can I word this? When you're in your North Node, operating in your North Node and cheerful giver, the fear goes out the window. You're operating in faith because it's like, okay, I'm reporting straight up to Source. Looking at the cards here, but people are attracted to you in ways that you have to be like a firm no. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to number nine a situation. No, I'm not attracted to you like that. Like, instead of saying scram skedaddle, right? It's like, no, I'm not attracted to you like that. So they could be attracted to your laughter. They could be attracted to your charisma. They could be attracted to how grounded you are. But something for them is there. Somebody has kind of like this fixation, this clinginess to you in an unhealthy way. And so you're going to save yourself by ending something with some people, and their kids. You're as far as them and their kids, you're going to be ending something because something that's off, with them. It's like, yeah, like, yeah, somebody. You have either you are the Empress yourself. If you're a man, probably Emperor energy. Something about you, like you get feelings in your body. Your body is very telling. So you may be emotionally eating when you're around certain energies. It's like, and as the moon gets more and more illuminated, the more and more somebody just feels it. Like, okay, who have I been carrying on my back? Like, whose emotions do I carry on my back? That's going to really encourage somebody to know what their moon sign is and really pour into yourselves in a very healthy way. Okay, what other information source? What other information? What other information source? Something about someone's job. Somebody has kids with somebody and something happened at someone's job. Hold on. So somebody you could either have created a business with or have children with, something happened on their job. But it doesn't really matter what their job is, but something happened on their job. What happened? Mm-hmm. They came in contact with somebody came in contact with a master manipulator on their job. Water sign. But you're on top of something. Here's something you saw in a photograph or recording or something like that. So somebody that you either have children with or something. You saw a picture, but what somebody was really trying to do is get you a message like, okay, because you all are such a patient sign, right? So for example, if someone is trying to get you like, if they're cool, calm, and collected and they're trying to get a message to you directly or indirectly. Maybe they can't get it to you directly, right? So here's a wheel of fortune here. You're going to feel very fortunate that you are so patient, whoever you are, because somebody is dealing with somebody who likes to show, like you all are a sign, earth sign. Y'all like to see the physical existence of things, right? So somebody shows you a text message, email, pictures, whatever. Okay, it must be true because you're seeing it that way, right? Not necessarily. Somebody's dealing with a master manipulator that they were in a relationship with. Either you're still in a relationship with somebody or you're something. But either you were or you're not in a relationship with somebody, right? But this is somebody's goal here was to have a happy family, right? Like something like you may have had. This is not necessarily somebody who is a blood relative. You could have been married to this person. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like they consider it as family. But a Scorpio blood relative is going to help you with something. A blood Taurus, who is a relative, is going, not Taurus, excuse me, Leo is going to help you with something, to help you to see something, Taurus. But somebody was in a romantic relationship with a master manipulator, talking about you. If you have kids with that energy, master manipulator, who did not, hopefully everybody can see the chain coming together, did not realize that you being connected to ninth house, which is higher education, philosophy, law, religion, travel, ethics, morals, personal beliefs, spiritual beliefs, that could have been brought out by a Sagittarius, somebody whose sun or moon is Sagittarius, or just somebody in that range, is going to, is an expert at something, right? So somebody brought you something. So somebody's now, remember, time is relative, but somebody brought you something. Could have been nine somethings. Could have been nine, like nine different things for you to kind of like really sit down and pray about. Like, okay, I really need to pray about some things. But yes, that's what you need to do. You really need to pray about some things, because something has made, um, like one of the things I'm picking up from someone's job is that somebody may have shown you something to throw you off track. And so you may have thought, okay, somebody is cheating, because I'm looking at these two people sitting on the rainbow here. You may have thought, okay, someone is cheating, but source is saying that's, you can't always believe what you see, right? So this is one of the nines, what, like one of the cups here, one of the nine cups. So somebody could have seen a picture or video or something like that where you felt like somebody was cheating, but you got to think to yourself, for you as an earth sign who rules second house, what is worse than cheating on you? That's a question that is going to be answered. That's a question that's going to be answered, right? How is it going to be answered? How is it going to be answered? How is it going to be answered? Let's see. What is worse for a Taurus to be cheated on? Because it's not that movie two can play that game. You don't have time for all of that. But what's worse for you? Okay. All right. So there's a younger energy, and this is where the Leo comes in, right? This is where high vibrating Leo family member comes in. There's a younger person who either works with or worships with someone's person that you had kids with, right? Either works with or has worship with, right? And they have some answers for you, because this person is going to tell you in a very shady way. They're going to tell you in a very shady way, but you're going to know that they're not lying to you about something. I'll tell you in a very shady way. You know how a person just kind of sort of sits next to you and they start talking about stuff, and you just like, okay, what was that for? God said, great question. What was it for? Because you're asking, you're going within for answers. We're talking about Four of Wands here. Something is inspiring you to say something, right? So somebody has a person that you had kids with that showed you something to make you jealous intentionally, right? We're talking about fire, that make you feel like you're competing with something. That was intentional. But you can't always believe your eyes. That's why we're talking about water here, right? Could have made you cry, could have made you upset, could have made you, somebody really needs to do the mirror work to see that you don't have any competition, because there's going to be a younger person that's going to bring something out, that's going to say something in a shady way that says you need to go look at something, like you need to, seeing is believing. You need to see this, like, but you're going to believe whoever this energy is. It's a younger person, it's somebody's child or grandchild or something. They're going to say, you need to go see something. And that's when something is going to, that's when you're going to have your tower moment. There's a Knight of Swords here. That's what's going to get you refocused and realize people weren't running away from anything. That's going to give you a different perspective on some things. Remember I said in this reading right here is always a different perspective, right? You can either look at somebody running away from something, or you can look at somebody getting out, getting some fresh air and getting focused. right? So what is worse? What is worse than being cheated on? Somebody intentionally showed you something to make you feel like you were competing with something, like you were a teenager. That is the devil. The devil is always in the details, because you know you build strong, you build tough, you built to last. So you have an innate spiritual understanding. This is the light side of Hierophant. You have an innate spiritual understanding of how things work. When people toss a monkey wrench and stuff to try to make you confused or make you jealous, or try like make little shady comments about stuff, like making you seem like you comparing with somebody, you have an innate spiritual understanding, possibly because you may have done it yourself before, try to make somebody jealous. What are they trying to turn you away from? A younger person is going to say something in a shady way. So I bet you hopefully get up on, young adults lingo and how they say stuff, right? A younger person is going to bring some information to you that's going to make you feel like, wow, okay, now I got everything I need. Then you're going to tell somebody, get out. You're going to tell somebody, get out, get away from me and get out. You know how little younger people be trying to say some slick stuff out of their mouth, and you're like, okay, what are they talking about? What in the world are they talking about? Because you seeing video footage and pictures and all this stuff, but somebody is intentionally trying to confuse you. And that's where the Scorpio, high vibrating Scorpio, comes in, because emotionally they can handle probably more than any other zodiac sign. They're going to tell you, listen, okay, they thought you already knew something. They thought you already knew something. The Leo is like they were just waiting, just kind of sort of sitting back, waiting. They're both going to be very, very supportive, of you. But yeah, this, because your confidence level is building and you're learning not to pour out so much, you're going to have also 3 Scorpios that try to tie you to something. They're going to try to link you to something. That's when you're going to know you hit the jackpot and God doesn't make any mistakes. That's how you're learning how to rise above judgment of other people. The Virgo is significant in some way. Yeah. That's when that Leo back there, see right there, even though God has your back, that's where your confidence level as a prayer warrior is going to come out. Somebody created a whole lot of stuff so that they could be significant, right? Again, remember the moon is now in Leo, going where you're appreciated, not where you're tolerated. Some people that somehow you're linked with don't know how to break that chain and say, okay, I'm not appreciated in certain circles. So instead of me, breaking that chain, I just go along, I just stay in this unhealthy loop. But it's really kind of like a cry for help. Like, help me. I want you to see that, force me to break a chain or break a loop. But yeah, somebody used to work with, because initially somebody was being shady, like, here, look at a picture, watch this video, so on and so forth. Somebody is in a relationship with somebody on their job or that they worship with, or something to that degree. But source is saying somebody else who is a younger person is going to say something shady, like, I don't think it's what you think it is. Something, like to that effect, right? So here we have high priestess energy. So something is pushing you into light high priestess energy. Something is pushing you into not just seeing it to believe it. Somebody's going to let you either hear or see something that's going to be like, nah, I don't think you need to say yourself the issues or problems, because it ain't what you think it is. Yeah. And that's when you're going to tap into source, because you feel like your back is against the wall. But no, the whole purpose is always to return to the creator. It's always to return to the creator. Yeah. Always to return to the creator. Somebody's either going to let you hear something or see something, because they like to create a lot of distractions. So, and that's where you're going to have the big support. That's where you're going to have the support of family, like really, really have the support of family. Like, nah, yeah. Somebody has been, like I said, recording people's conversations, taking pictures, doing the works, the whole 9 yards. Um, they just been busy. They've been active, taking pictures, because again, for them, it's like, okay, this is competition. Like it's like somebody throwing up a baton, you know. So let's see what else we have. Ace of Cups here. Some kind of a new proposal is coming through. Somebody could be, some kind of new feelings about some things. Um, Remember, we have 3 planets that are going retrograde in Aries. Again, Aries is ruled by a Tower card. We're not talking about in Aries. But first impression for some people could be a lasting. But now, when it comes to 2 energies, when you see your back is against the wall, you're tapping into source. You're tapping into source from now on. Somebody's like, okay, I'm not gonna get depressed about whatever. I'm going straight into prayer mode. I'm dealing with whatever my demons are, my temptations, and I'm going straight to God because I can tap into, and that's what's gonna make somebody realize, okay, you were not born into the wrong family. You're not judging somebody else's family because there's some energies who just won't yield to source. It's not, yeah. But yeah, these 3 energies are really going to try to, here we got pictures of you, we got video of you, we know this about you, we know that about you, and so on and so forth. And those are the 3 energies that's going to try to cause you to have a tower moment. Then we have 8 of Swords here. Yeah. So that's when somebody's going to realize there's 2 sides of the 7 of Swords. People who are talking about, that's why it's going to make somebody realize, hey, you know what? I need to rise above judgment or assuming people are judging me or, what I created for myself. I need to rise above it because not everybody that's talking about somebody behind their back is making disparaging comments. Not everybody's making disparaging comments about everybody. But yeah, somebody that somebody had kids with, possibly, something is, something is coming out. Something is coming out. And maybe you already knew. That's what I'm saying. You have an innate spiritual understanding of things. It could be something that you already knew. Yeah. Yeah. There could be something that you already knew. I mean, sources balancing things out. Something could have just been an emotional roller coaster for you. Something you probably already knew. I mean, I don't even think you're gonna be shocked for real. It's just something is just is going to push you into a rebirth. So death would be like somebody is walking around in a zombified mode, but there's going to be a Scorpio that's going to help you balance it out. That's what I said in the beginning. Death card is Scorpio's card. They're going to help you through a rebirth in a way that is best suited for you. Like, like you come alive. Rebirth is about coming alive when you operate in your North Node. Like another spirit takes over when you're operating in purpose for source. And so a Scorpio is going to help you. Hey, like, okay, you know what? Don't even sweat the small stuff. You operating in purpose. You operating in purpose for source. And that's what's going to help balance somebody out. And that's what it is. But yeah, that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. Let's go ahead and close this out. That's why somebody's going to emotionally feel like they hit the jackpot in terms of just like maybe your parents, just kind of sort of maybe being the apple of the eye, your family and all that other stuff. But it's also going to connect you with other people who assume that you were running away from something because source is balancing everything out. You thought somebody was running away from, being restricted or isolated or some kind of entrapment or imprisonment or whatever the case may be, which you and somebody could have in common. But source is saying to you, there's so many people out here doing destiny swaps, assuming that people got a better life than they have. And it's like, okay, people in glass houses shouldn't be throwing stones. Shouldn't be throwing stones out here. Intuition. Each person's road to inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. Yeah. Source is putting everybody where they, but we're not each other's gods. We're not each other's gods. So when people start trying to play each other's gods and trying to all of this and that going on, Source will, with the quickness, bring the tower down. Like, hold on, hold on. So participate. Do not confuse intention with entitlement. Y'all, I can't even get this out. These three energies right here feel like they are somehow entitled to something. They somehow feel entitled. There's sun, okay, sun, moon, rising is Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or their sun, moon, rising is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but they're on the dark side of it, okay? So that we're crystal clear some of the characteristics of these energies, whoever you're dealing with, because um, somebody's impulsive, aggressive, impatient. They could be moody, overly sensitive, or clingy. They could be arrogant, stubborn, or domineering, domineering. Um, Somebody could be inconsistent, superficial, or nervous about everything. Somebody could be, jealous, secretive, or obsessive. Um, or somebody could be an escapist, overly idealistic and vague, right? So there it is. Participate. Yeah, some people feel like they're entitled to something that you created. And so it's like, mm-mm. So they create a bunch of, chaos and confusion, but you're going to be number 9 in some situations with 2 other energies, with 3 energies. Yeah, you're going to be like, mm-mm. So, yeah, so the entitlement to demand from the world leaves you with nothing. The world is rich, and so are you. That is why I put energetic cord cutting on my channel. So as things are coming to an end, you not only want to end something in the physical realm, but also in the spiritual realm. So you are not physically tied to something so that you can get to your North Node and work directly for Source. But yeah, so a lot of things are becoming clearer and clearer and clearer to somebody. So, yep. Life Source. When life comes to a standstill, turn inward and focus on joy and excitement. Your inner light keeps everything alive and moving. That is what I have for you. I'll see you all, like I said, in the next video. Make it a great week. And that's when somebody's going to realize that Source did not make a mistake by putting you in the family that Source put you in, because you feel like you poured out a lot to someone. Looking at your cards here, how they received something may not have been the way that you intended it, because you got to look at the devil in the details. The devil is in the details. And these are 3 energies that you poured out. You poured a lot out into, and these energies, their intention was to keep themselves tied to you by any means necessary. So if that means that, you ever had a conversation about maybe you want to try a little bit something different in the bedroom, guess what? They probably recorded it. Or if call somebody a master manipulator, they probably recorded that too. Or whatever you said that you were going to do, or whatever the case may be, they were sitting there like, okay, let's get this record, sitting around talking and all of this other stuff. They sitting there and recording it. But a Scorpio is going to help you to get to the other side, and a Leo is going to have your back, like in terms of, but they're high vibrational. So they ain't talking about gutter mess, about to jump and put hands on some, all that low vibrational mess. They're not talking about that. But they will help you to be able to handle in terms of dealing with low vibrational energies who don't want to end things with you, don't want to break some kind of physical and energetic tie. Once something is over, in order for you to get to your North Node, you're going to have to break those physical and emotional ties. Like for real, somebody going to help you to just learn how to just move on from some things, because you got something new coming down the pike. You got something new coming down the pike, and you are getting all of that out your house. You're like, I'm getting all of that out, all that chaos and confusion out, right? So yeah, was somebody once connected to them when you operating in North Node, or other people who are operating in their North Node? That's the frequency that you're on. So any energies that's coming in, thinking that yeah, somebody is just over the craziness. So that's what I'm seeing here. You're just not letting any old thing in your house. right? Somebody has an energy who has um, and you're being very, very clear, not in a bullying type of a way. This is with a very compassionate way, a very compassionate way. But somebody has been lying to somebody, and somebody else already, you know, there's quite a few other people that's, I don't know, somebody's just like waiting for somebody to just come out and say something to them. It's like, okay, such and such and such and such, but it's going to come from a younger person, and they're going to say it in a shady way that because of who you've been around, it's going to make perfect sense to you. Like, oh my God, like what? So you can't point the finger at this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. It really is, you got to look at what your demons are. Could it be to a point where somebody is like, okay, I'm patient to the point of being stubborn, possessive, and resistant to change? Or because I just don't want to see something. I don't want to believe something. I don't want to see it, or I don't want to believe it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But yeah, authenticity attracts. Being authentic attracts the right people and repels the wrong ones. When you stay true, you naturally filter out those who don't align with your path. Yeah, source is balancing it out. Source is the equalizer. Source is like, okay, I'm sending everybody through a rebirth. Okay, everybody trying to act like everybody's God. Everybody going, you get a rebirth. You get a rebirth. You get a everybody going through a rebirth. Yeah, because it's not for humans to decide who and how people go through a rebirth. And so, source is saying to you, but for you, somebody is going to feel so comfortable in their north node till it's just not even funny. It's for you. It's like, I'm a cheerful giver to source. I don't care what people think. They can think whatever. You don't have enough education. They're gonna think something about your sexuality. They're gonna think something about this, and the other. They're gonna think something about everything connected to your eighth house, your renewal, sexuality, death, transformation, shared finances, inheritance, loans, the occult, mystery, intimacy, anything somebody feel like they can compete with, and they're going to try to bring out the darkness in you. So it's just like, that's where family is going to come. That's where, whether you close to your family or not, that's where something is going to kick in for you. You know your worth. You know your value. Like, these energies are trying to project something onto you that they are. So you just comfortable in your north node because source qualified you before you even came through the womb. So that's on that. That's the end of that. Whatever. That's what I have for you. Bye.